All right, so welcome back here to the WCG USA National Finals live right here at the New York Comic-Con, brought to you by Samsung Notebook Series 7 Gamer. Again, I'm Corey Dunn alongside Lord Farquaad as we're about to get underway here with the finals between Team Curse going up against Band Angels.
Yep, so we're looking here at Band Angels. We're on Lakeville, and this is the final, as we just mentioned, of the double elimination brackets. That does mean for Band Angels that they have to win 2 consecutive rounds here.
2 best of 3s.
Right, exactly.
Or best of 5s.
Best of 5s, yeah, to proceed. So they have their work cut out for them, but I don't think anyone here doubts that they can do it. It's just a matter of who plays better in these matches here.
Just to kind of bring back up what happened in the past, this was the first matchup of today, was between Team Curse and Band Angels.
Yep.
And that ended up in a 3-2 victory in favor of Team Curse. Of course, during that matchup, it started off very strong for Team Curse. They took that the first 2 maps of the series, and then right after that, Band Angels evened things back up 2-2, and then Team Curse steamrolled there in that map number 5. And so here we are, here in the finals. Band Angels took the long road, as Team Curse, of course, they took the quickest pass possible.
Yeah, right.
They went straight through that winner's bracket, and here we are in the finals.
So, and again, the last, for those of you that watched, we just had some great matches.
Great
Band
maps.
Angels against War and Peace. Kind of felt like, all right, that's the World of Tanks I know. That's what I'm talking about.
It was a lot of fun, not only just to watch, but to cast as well. I mean, there was some great movement involved, too, taking advantage of some of the newer physics.
And timing. The timing was so crucial on some of those movements there.
And great precision shooting, and just making sure that you focus fire properly, making sure that you're picking off the right tanks at the right time, kind of spreading out that defense whenever they were on the cap. Every bit of it just utilizing every element of the game.
It was seconds from going the other way. I mean, talking with Yankee, I was just doing that interview with Yankee, and he said he turned up and told the Team Curse, looks like you're going to be playing War and Peace. He thought it was over.
Wow.
He thought it was over, but then he turned around, and sure enough, it had changed. So it just goes to show you how close it was, because in some of these players' minds, it was already over.
That's insane.
So it looks like both teams here, Team Curse, they've faced Band Angels on this map before. In fact, I think this was the first map they lost to Band Angels on. Maybe it was the second. But Band Angels steamrolled Team Curse in this particular map. If you recall, Band Angels were up in the center there near the church where Team Curse is now, ironically. And Band Angels kind of waiting for them. I'm wondering if Band Angels is trying to psych them out after just seeing what War and Peace almost pulled off. Maybe they're kind of a little worried, all right, where's the push coming from? But I do notice that Team Curse there, they have the scout much further forward at the D2 instead of way in the back, so they're going to see a push much sooner. It's probably a very smart move. Yeah,
you can see right there for Curse, if you look on your map over on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, you can see basically your 2 scouts kind of checking things out there. And then kind of the mirror image just on the other side. The only difference between these 2 teams at this moment is that Curse is actually pushed up further within that town.
Right, so that is an initial advantage to them, having pushed up further. They have control of a bit more of the map. They know what's going on a little more of the map. They have a little more freedom to move around without being spotted.
That also includes their scouts as well. They are also further pushed up. They've got one that's kind of right below that crest, that top point of that hill over in the valley area as well.
So, Band Angels historically, they've almost had to lose one before they start doing well. And we're seeing some very passive play from them right now, which is not their strength.
No, it's not at all.
It's not their strength. We've seen every time that they push hard, they tend to win hard. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of worried with them just sitting here like this. I mean, that concerns me, because no matter which angle Team Curse comes from, they're going to have rear shots on someone.
Right, exactly.
And you only have 2 tanks facing one way, so if they come around with 4 or 5 tanks, it's going to take some time before those tanks in the back can turn around and support their allies. I feel like that's a big risk.
Looks like they're probably about to start to maneuver something here.
I think they're probably thinking the same thing. They're saying, hey guys, we probably shouldn't be all facing this way.
All right, let's kind of take a look right now. If we've kind of focused what's been going on this side, now let's go take a look back over here for Team Curse, kind of getting an understanding of what they've got going on at this moment. And right now they've got that 5100 is going to kind of join the party over there inside of the town area.
That's correct, and my guess would be is that is to make a push. Team Curse is not an extremely passive team either.
Oh, look at this over here on the other side. We've also got one of the T1 starting to push up, trying to get a little spot. See if you can get some action happening over there, but all they're going to spot is another spotter. So.
Yep, yeah, that's all that's going to happen over there, and that's exactly what's happening. In fact, Team Curse did not spot Band Angels T1 Light, but Band Angels did spot Curse's.
They set up shop
T1
behind that bush right there, so yeah, makes complete sense there.
Exactly. You're right. That does make absolute sense. He probably has full equipment on there, so he's able to spot him at a very long range, and was just able to spot him. Again, not a huge advantage unless that T1 decides to roll over and maybe try
look at this.
Well,
let's go focus on the other side now. See where the position is. They've already started to decide to kind of rotate back around here. They're going the complete east side. They've spotted one. And looks like they're going to try to push up now.
And so an opposing IS-3, so this is probably good for Band Angels. They took some initial fire there, but that's going to be good for them. Again, they're much better on the offense than they are sitting back, so they need to really play to their strengths here.
This is where the battle's going to happen, right here in the town area. As you've got Team Curse, who's backed up over by the church.
And it looks like they're trying to draw Band Angels to them. I don't think they want to engage them on their terms.
So you've got, again, for Band Angels, if you haven't picked up on it yet, they've got 4 IS-3s that they're working with right now.
And notice Band Angels, they were just firing at these guys down the line here, but they actually decided to all face this way because it's
smart.
It's very smart. They were all just looking at you, so they probably are not going to come that way. So we face the opposite way. Looks like we're seeing some movement from Band Angels here. And Team Curse, not so much movement. Both teams probably a little nervous about this first game, both having lost to each other at one point or another.
Look how much time has passed at this point. Not a single player has been taken out. We've had enough time to kind of dissect the entire game. It's got 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to play now.
Yeah, so someone has to make a push now.
It looks like they might be coming here from Team Curse. They've got 3 members starting to push over there down that east road.
And meanwhile, they have 2 other team members going down the west, going to try and flank.
It's going to be sandwiching down on them. It could spread them thin, but at the same token, it might work in their benefit as they're starting to push up there.
Hard to say. If I were Band Angels right now, I would pull down and go after these 2 guys here, which it looks like that's exactly what they're doing.
So both teams, they know exactly where each other are at, and it's now just trying to figure out how you want to set up your shots. You've got one down to 42% there for Team Curse, one down to 44%.
Band Angels not looking too much better with 2 tanks at 50%, one at 17%. One shot for anything, and he's gone.
Band Angels was able to, the one spotter was able to take out the other, but right now it looks as if both of them are starting to push over there on the left side. Remember, last time they utilized those spotters, those T1s to get a cap.
Yep.
And there is still another T1 that's still left alive there, so maybe Band Angels is hoping that they can win a 1v1 there with that spotter out there.
Band Angels gaining a huge HP pool right there by nailing some of those tanks as they were trying to get out of there. And that's going to, but there goes an IS-3. An IS-3, that's the first real gun down, and that goes to Team Curse.
Yeah, so right now coming down that road, just going to be pushing up, see if he might be able to get a shot here. He's going to be a tough situation. He's going to get taken out.
So I think, and here's the T1.
He's going to get picked off there.
And he's going to get on cap. So that's what you need to do at this point is get your T1 on cap. He may, if these guys can hold on long enough, it's going to force one of those heavy tanks to pull back, and you lose a gun in the city.
And it's so far to go to. That's one of the things that I realized by just looking at the overview of this map is that's a long path to take once you're further into the city or further down into the town.
Now, I don't understand what they're doing. That T1 has left the cap. That, I don't know what's up with that. I don't know where he's going unless he's... Oh, you know what? I know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to hide to force a draw. That is exactly what he's going to do. They're pulling...
35 seconds left
here to
go.
So that's what they realized. They said, all right, there's only 30 seconds left to go. Never mind the cap.
Wow.
Let's pull him off for a draw. We know we can pull it to, And that's a valid tactic. I mean...
I'm all for it.
It works.
There's no way that he's going to stay alive by himself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you might as well, and you know that 5100 is on his way back to stop the cap, and he can outrun that T1 easily. So the T1's just going to run and hide.
A smart gameplay all the way across the board. I mean, it was again, we had enough time to kind of break down every element of this map.
Right.
And that was, again, we were at 7.5 minutes into the game at that point.
And even at this point, it wasn't a callable game because both of these two tanks left were each at one shot for the opposing tank. So even if we had 10 more minutes, it was just up to who saw who first and got the shot off. I mean, it was still, that was extremely close by both teams. Excellent play by both teams. It was kind of seesaw there the whole time. Never knew who was really ahead. I think the whole time couldn't really call it. Just couldn't make the call the whole time.
It was just kind of looking at it. You had Band Angels. They were kind of solid together. They were kind of compact. And then Team Curse, they realized, well, wow, we've been 7.5 minutes of play, and we have done nothing at this point.
Time to do something.
And so they split up the defense. They knew they split up the offense. They knew exactly where they were at, and so they came from both sides of that main building and tried to come and sandwich down on them.
It ended up hurting them, though, in the end. They ended up taking a lot of more damage than they probably should have.
So far, some of the things that I've realized from my experiences watching this tournament, anytime that someone tries to come for the flank, it's a good idea, but these players are so aware that there's a chance for a flank that it's very counterintuitive at that point.
It is. And if you don't, you have to get in there and then get out immediately because otherwise they will turn around and push on the flank because they know it's weaker. And so now you just lost your flank. Instead of it becoming a positive thing for you, you've actually lost those two tanks.
That's a very solid point. And just go in there, just get that one shot in, fall back, get out of there. You've done damage.
Regroup now.
Yeah. So now you can focus fire on that player that you've made impact on, and then you can fall back. You're not going to win that solo battle, especially whenever you come up onto a group like that.
You're absolutely right. When 5 tanks turn on 2, you're probably not going to win if you're in the 2 tanks. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, again,
numbers are something else.
We're here on iteration 2.
Hey, we got back to our iterations.
Of this map. And that map, I don't know, that 10 minutes went by so fast that time. At least I felt like it did. I didn't realize that the timer had gone that long, and all of a sudden,
it was a very good staring contest.
It was. They stared well.
They did
for quite a while, and now it looks like both teams again moving into the city. I'm still kind of surprised that no one is trying what War and Peace did.
So right now it looks as if both of them are actually starting to kind of progress even further in. So Warren, right now we've got Band Angels who's starting to push over there by the church. This is the same type of setup that they had whenever they faced off against War and Peace.
Right.
And so they're going ahead and push already all the way up. They've actually, the only difference is on this go around, the M26 is actually over there on that main road over there
on
by
the 4
Lakeside.
line. So we might expect him to see him push up to the cap actually pretty soon in the game to force someone to fall back. Or he could push up on the center road. Looks like he's actually going to come out. It looks like, wow. He has taken a lot of damage.
He needs to fall back there.
Looks like Bach here, and I believe Bach is actually he's been calling the shots today, battle leading for Band Angels. You know, it's very difficult to both lead and drive your tank at the same time. It's extremely taxing.
Multitasking
yeah, exactly.
Something else.
Multitasking.
Right there, it's again that main tank, that leading tank over there, down to 71%, 70% here.
Looks like they have 2 tanks at 70%, but they're doing, Team Curse. We've seen Band Angels.
Not helping out his own team. They need to communicate here.
Stuck here. That may cost him some HP right there if he's. Is he going to take? Yep, and there's that shot. Oh, 2 shots. He probably would not have been at 3% if they had communicated a little better there.
He does stay alive. That's the only benefit. But look, they did split around that side. They split at the church. They're going to focus fire on that 12% and see if they might be able to take him out.
Oh, but they're just getting lit up from the back here. There was that flank coming in as it should. As soon as they turned to the flank, the other side rolled through.
This is the difference in that flank, though, too, is that the past few flanks that we've seen so far it was a long flank.
You're right.
So much to go around. There's so much space and time to cover. And this go around is just right around a church. And
that's the way you want to do it, I think. And as soon as your enemy rolls on the flank, because they say, all right, we're going to capitalize on this weakness, then your main force needs to roll in behind them, like Team Curse just did right here. They rolled around, so they gave them no good opportunities. Basically, you couldn't capitalize on the weakness without exposing yourself to the main force.
So you've got the T1s now. They're just going to cruise along here. Probably going to get spotted by the other ones. Yep. There goes that one. And
taken out. And
this should do it here in just a moment as Curse is just cruising in.
Yeah, Curse is coming in from every angle. And this one up, I thought he was going to go for the cap. But I think, I'm not sure what he's doing. He's just going to hang out, I guess, and try not to die. Okay, maybe he's going to go. He's going to go die, maybe.
Can't make up his mind.
I feel like at this point, just go in and end it. You know it's over. You know the game is over. You're not going to win with him. You can't even stop that cap, even if you wanted to, because your tank can't actually penetrate any of those IS-3s. So no matter how much you want to, with 5 minutes left, they're going to do all the capping they want.
Same spamming around there.
With the ram. And
GG.
That's it. GG. So Team Curse will take it after some hard fights there. I mean, beautiful maneuvers there in that second round, but again, that first round just coming down to the wire and then no one being able to pull it off on Lakeville.
So the remake there goes to Curse there against Band Angels. Again, we are in the first set of this best of 5, and when I'm mentioning that, Band Angels has to beat Curse twice.
Right.
They have to win 2 best of 5s.
Right. So essentially 6 matches that they have to win.
Right, and they're already down 1-0.
They're already down 1-0. So that's going to be rough. Again, historically, Band Angels is a team that tends to do well after they've lost their first one. I don't know why that is.
They proved themselves.
I don't know why that is. But that's just how they've performed historically. And so that's kind of what I expect here. We'll probably see some more fierce performance from them now. Not that first round wasn't a good one. I mean, that was pretty close, about as close as you can call it right there. But obviously, Team Curse kind of rolled them on Lakeville just now.
Looks like we're probably going to end up on Ensk.
Which doesn't surprise me. Band Angels is choosing, and we've seen what Band Angels has done on Ensk. They've done some beautiful things on Ensk.
They've been extremely successful.
And very aggressive.
I'm a big fan of watching the way that Band Angels played. Just right there, the only slip-up that they had, again, it was just that communication. Just backing up. Turns out you can't back up whenever there's a tank behind you. It's weird.
Odd the way that works, isn't it?
Interesting.
Yeah.
But no, it just kind of, it was kind of a, well, we're in New York. It kind of fits.
It's that traffic congestion, right?
Even though we're on a large map like Lakeside or
Lakeville, yeah.
I apologize, Lakeville. You still
get that congestion.
That's ridiculous.
That's when you just hope that your tank gets good gas mileage.
We can only hope.
We can only hope. Yeah.
But again, all kidding aside, right now it's 1-0 here in this first best of 5, or the only best of 5, depending on which team wins.
Right, that's right.
Again, Curse taking the first map there against Band Angels, and we're just waiting to see if we're going to get this one started. So, again, for those of you at home, I know you're also competitors as well, so hopefully by now you've already went over to facebook.com/WCG USA and liked the Facebook page, wrote your comments. They had this cool little idea with commenting on your favorite comic book hero against your video game villain, and who do you think would win and why? I think it's just it's a cool, unique idea, and we'll also be doing another contest tomorrow as well. But that is for the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2, and we'll be giving that away after this series.
That's right, and the second match here, or second game, is starting right now. So we're looking at Band Angels right off the bat here.
Yeah, starting on board already with Captain No Pants, or actually check that, it's been changed over to Conflict.
And so they're going to roll in. I mean, this is what we've seen. They like to go, but they like to go on this east side. They're probably not going to go all the way east. Okay, that's kind of what I expected. Not going to go all the way east because that's where they've gone every other time, and they know Curse is going to be waiting for them there.
I've already got 2 spots right there. There's going to be a quick action right here.
Oh, and
they're already down to 72%. There is going to be one of the movers
and a bounce
from Team Curse.
Team Curse has missed quite a few shots. Band Angels getting at least one hit.
Still continue to be able to push up here.
A couple of hits being taken by everyone here. And it looks like one of those IS-3s is down really low.
Yeah. Looking
some
at
nice
he's at
shots.
10% at this moment, or 22%.
22.
But they have 5 tanks right there. 4 IS-3s.
Oh, and look at this. Look at this. Band Angels has a 5100 coming in on the side.
That could be good or bad.
And everyone's turning. Everyone is turning. That may cost them because
they have to come in as a team here. They have to.
Oh, and there goes
in.
the 5100 for Team Curse is down.
That 22% is still staying alive here in the backside. He's now down to 4%, almost getting rammed out there. This is where the conflict is happening. Look over here to the other side, down to 20%.
Oh, and the 4% goes down.
10,
11%. This is incredible. Just waiting. Okay, and there he goes. All right, now it's just a matter of focusing their fire. Band Angels just has to focus their fire really well here and make sure they capitalize. I think this IS-3 right here, I think Conflict's going to go down. Oh, no, he got out. Oh, no, he was taken down.
And so right now it's going to be down to 1 IS-3 here for Band Angels as he's being pushed back here. You got 2 IS-3s and...
Meanwhile, the T1s here are kind of battling it out near the cap. Band Angels, very wisely, and there goes the IS-3, tried to push for the cap, but Team Curse, I think, was ready for that. They had the 2 T1s there kind of waiting to stop those T1 cappers. And that was some beautiful play by both teams. I thought Band Angels had it there at first with that push, the 5100 coming in, but I think they just didn't focus their fire well enough. That's what we've been talking about.
Yep.
That's what we've been talking about.
And that's going to do it right there. So we went from a matchup where a map that took almost a decade, or it took 10 minutes, and went through all that, and then
decade,
from there,
10 minutes,
same thing.
The same thing.
Then after that, we went into the next map, and that one went in favor of Team Curse. And then here we go through a really quick matchup, but a really good one. Whenever it comes down to kind of just let's try to slow things down in that kind of
and that's hard to do
because what just happened because. All right, I'm going to do my best, and you correct me where I make my mistakes.
I will try.
So what we had right there, again, we had War and Peace. You had mentioned that they had been going on one side.
Band Angels.
I apologize. Wow.
No problem. Again, I'm just helping you here.
I told you, man. You got to make sure you correct me here. So Band Angels, we've seen them on this map several times. This was the map that they selected.
Right.
So they decided
it's their strongest map, probably.
Yep.
That's my guess.
So they decided to go up to the mid road, and they took that right there at the middle part of the map is where they met up with Team Curse. They were able to make that spot. And right there, that's where the conflict happened. Everybody got that. That's pretty much the easiest part out of that whole thing. But what we saw is that they had 5 members there for Team Curse. All 5. They had a M26 and 4 IS-3s. Now, we're all right there inside that area and just collected in that one spot.
That's right.
They did a great job, though, because one of the members there was all the way down to 22%. You mentioned that.
Yeah, he took a lot of fire initially.
And he fell back. Almost to a point where he fell back into the hands of one of the IS-3s there from Band Angels, who was coming around on the flank. He almost got that pick, but he fell back just enough, and that gap was filled in by 2 to 3 IS-3s that focused fire on him. Then after that, it was a cluster, and good luck trying to figure out what happened from there.
It really was. It was just nuts after that what happened. I mean, all the tanks coming in, and there's just kind of this mesh of everyone trying to get shots on everyone, and it really just came down to who focus fired better. I think that's what it really came down to. It's what we've been talking about. Everyone here knows that that's what it's all about. These teams are under no delusion. They know that it came down to that, and Team Curse maneuvered and fired a little better. I mean, it wasn't a lot better because it was really close in the end, but it was a little better, and they pulled off the victory.
So this is what World of Tanks is all about, though. This is fun. Watching these matchups and how they're panning out, all that. Again, just if you break it down, as we'll go and hop into this map right now, is where this could be the third and final map here.
This very well could be.
Because right now Curse leads this series 2-0.
Although you never know with Band Angels, as we saw before, the first match of the day. They came back
and tied it up at 2.
They did. So you never know. And Ruinberg is not. I don't think that's a map Band Angels are bad on. I think that's a map they played pretty strongly before. Obviously, they had issues with the cap last time. They tended to sit on the cap, which probably wasn't the greatest thing.
Let's talk about kind of the setup of what they're rolling with here. They've got 3 IS-3s. They exchanged one of those IS-3s for a T-32, and they also have a 1390 on board. And over on the other side, we've got a 5100 there for Team Curse and 4 IS-3s.
Now, Band Angels going down the center. We've seen them do this over and over again. Down the center, down the center, down the center. Team Curse if we look over, if we can switch over real quick to Team Curse here, they are waiting for them almost. They're all down on the 2 and 4 lines, kind of waiting for Band Angels to come down here. But I don't know, Band Angels, oh, and he's going to take some fire. I thought he had a good enough position there, but it looks like he does not. And now Band Angels is going to have to figure a way out of this. They've gotten themselves down this alley. If they try to pull back, they're in trouble because, you know, obviously Team Curse can just roll out.
See here. Yeah, they got the other 2 right behind them here.
Yeah, so everyone has shots down range. And it looks like Team Curse is sending 1 tank. They're sending 1 guy wide. Looks like an IS-3, I believe. And he's going to go wide to try and flank them and maybe make them turn around. He's probably not, again, he's probably going to do exactly what we were talking about. Pull in, take the shot, and pull back, drop back, just get everyone to look at him.
That's what the execution needs to be.
Right.
It has to be.
Right. Now, the problem here is if he comes through at the wrong time, okay, he's stopped moving. IS-3 has stopped moving. But Band Angel is pulling out here. They say we're at a disadvantage here, so we're going to pull out. Definitely a good call. I would not want to stay on that line.
They also have 2 tanks that have kind of been watching out in the background, making sure that that area is clear for them as well. So that kind of cleared out there. Now they've spotted 1 from that, I believe it's probably from a T1 there.
I believe you're correct. Oh, that's the wrong tier 1. T1, there we go.
There he is, so he made that spawn.
So Band Angels, I don't think Team Curse realizes Band Angels has completely repositioned.
Well, they just decided, hey, that road was blocked. Let's go ahead and
go a different road, yeah.
That detour. As now they're cruising around. They've even got another play here.
They've just spotted them. Team Curse has just spotted them. Again, it's those T1 lights out there in the field.
Way out there in the distance.
He is way out there in the field. And
it's a great spot. They've actually got 2 perfectly positioned just to spot.
Now, see, Team Curse should have pulled around. Band Angels should have pulled around right then because they hadn't had time. Team Curse hadn't had time to adapt. Now they've given them time to adapt. It only takes a few seconds.
So last time what happened is Band Angels, whenever they're facing off against War and Peace, this is where they went for the cap.
Right.
And this is where they got
Except they were on the reverse side of this. They were more where Team Curse is now. And War and Peace were a little bit north of where Band Angels is now. So it would be, although it'd be hilarious if Team Curse decided to move to, actually that's their cap, so never mind. It's kind of the reverse here. Band Angels, oh look, they've decided, oh, that road's blocked too. Let's go try another road.
Hey, we've got 10 minutes to use. Let's utilize every bit of it.
Better a draw than a loss, at this point, because this is it for them. If they lose, it's best out of 5. So
it's best of 5. If Band Angels loses this,
it's over, right?
It's done.
It's done. What about if they draw? I believe that means it's over for them as well, is it not?
I would assume not.
Okay.
I'd assume that they do another iteration.
Well, yeah, another iteration. We'll have to get confirmation on that.
A remake, if you will.
Right. So this is why they wanted that T-32 probably. He can peek around those corners a little bit better than the IS-3s, just kind of stick his front out. He won't actually be able to fire, but he'll be able to spot.
Gotcha.
Without sticking himself all the way out
there. His POV
there.
In the front?
That and this, the way this armor is angled, it's very hard to penetrate him when just his front is out there.
Gotcha.
So it makes him a little better at that.
All right, we've actually got some T1s that have kind of spotted each other.
Yep, and
actually only one of the T1s has been spotted.
Team Curse is moving a team of 2 tanks in behind Band Angel right now. So, this is again what we've seen. They're going to be pretty far away from them. So, and there he's going to take some fire. So Band Angels, okay, that's exactly what they're doing. They're saying, all right, they're tanked down. Let's push really hard right now.
They're going to try to win this numbers battle right there. They've got one back in the distance, down to 54%, down to 27%.
And the 5100 goes down.
They've got them here in this corner. They can't go anywhere. They're stuck in this spot. As they're just going to try to lay it on thick and see how much they can take out there. They've got one down to 53%. The other 2 are starting to come back around over here on this flank. See if they might be able to make something happen here.
Team Curse trying to bring around those guys on the flank. And he got tracked on the flank. That's gonna really hurt them.
That's huge.
And he just got set on fire. That is absolutely huge.
One does go down though.
One IS-3 down, and now they're just waiting, reloading here. Okay.
Able to take them out there. Now they've got these 2 tanks rolling in, 52% and 72% here. As another shot gets laid down there, so Team Curse is hurting now, down to 12% here for one of the members there for Band Angels, but it's left up to 1 here currently inside this IS-3 here for Team Curse. Is just going to get taken out here.
And he bounced off. Oh, he bounced off of Conflict. So that is it for Team Curse.
Wow.
Beautiful play by Band Angels.
Great.
This is what we've been seeing. They left the as soon as they saw the flank, they called it. They're like, all right, they have those guys over there. We're going to push on the weakened side, and that's exactly what they did. And then it was just a numbers game.
That was great. You have to think about it. I mean, whenever those two backed up, the IS-3s there for Team Curse decided to back up into that building, you had to think that they trapped themselves.
Yeah, they did. But, they didn't really have anywhere to go, in all honesty. I mean, the only other thing they could have done is backed away, back down the alley. And I think the reason they didn't want to do that is because then they open up those two spots they were in for Band Angels to pull into and then fire at them from and be safe from the guys flanking.
What's an interesting thing to think about, though, too, their teammates were coming around.
Right.
And one of them got tracked.
That was huge. I think, honestly, that could have been –
that may have been something a little bit different there.
I think that could have been the determining factor of the game, that shot. Because not only did it track him, if you watched what happened, it actually tracked him up onto a ridge. So he was pointing into the air. He had no shot on anyone. So he was tracked up into the ridge, and now he's facing into the air. He can't shoot anyone, can't hit anyone the whole time he's tracked. And then he when he did pull around, he got set on fire the very first shot. So he got some rough treatment all the way around.
Hopefully those of you at home are taking notes right now and understanding every bit of what we're going over, and you can kind of apply that to your World of Tanks game.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Tracking at the right time, as we just saw, can determine the outcome of a match, I think.
And I've mentioned this in the other types of games, is not only understanding what your POV is, but understanding what your third person looks like, and also you're not just this vision, but you're also the character and the model and how you angle and all that stuff. And all of these things all come into play here. Yeah,
you have to know every little angle of your tank and know, if I turn it this way, is that part of me going to be sticking out? Because if it's sticking out, they can hit it, maybe able to do damage. There's all sorts of things that can come into play there. Or obviously, if I get tracked in the wrong place, I end up on a ridge, unable to help my team at the most crucial point in the game.
Yeah, he also mentioned it earlier today as well. I mean, you understand your strengths and weaknesses of each tank, and these last 4 matches, I'd say last 6 matches, has been great to watch. And in what better way? I mean, it makes sense. We're coming down to the wire. This is the end part of this game. Again, Curse 1 map away from having the chance to take that spot to represent the U.S. They're at the World Cyber Games Finals in China. So much more to see. Again, this could be over in this next map.
It still could be, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Looks like they're going to go with Prokhorovka, so that's been our slower map of the day. I'm still waiting for someone to make a hard push on this and totally take everyone by surprise, because no one's really been ready for it, I think, as of yet. Everyone tends to get spread out.
What's difficult at this point is that Band Angels is at a point where they can't take that type of risk right now.
Yeah, you're right.
In a second map, and if they're trying to just tie it up, so they're not going to take any risk. Now, map 3 that they're trying to win, or the 5th map out of the best of 5, we may see them take a risk. But if they take a risk on this map, they've shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right. It's hard to say. I think it really depends. What it really comes down to is how strong they feel they are on this map against Team Curse.
That's another very valid point.
If they think they just aren't going to be able to hold it out in the long fight against Team Curse on this map, if it were me, I'd probably say, all right, well, it's time for maybe a little bit of risk. If you don't think you're going to be able to hold it toe-to-toe with them. But if they do, then cautious is definitely the way to go. You have to play it slow and steady, so to speak. Make sure you do it by the numbers. Make sure you cover all the ground, know where your opponents are, and then make the push at the right time.
And again, so if you're just now joining us, you're tuning in at the exact right time. You're watching the WCG USA National Finals live right here from New York Comic-Con, brought to you by Samsung Notebook Series 7 Gamer. Again, I'm Corey Doan alongside Lord Farquaad, as this has been a great event here today, as well as yesterday. We had a team first-person shooter being Crossfire, and tomorrow or the final day here for the WCG USA Finals. We're going to have StarCraft 2 and FIFA 12 tomorrow. So the 1v1s get a chance to get into the action.
Show off tomorrow. Right.
So, and again, let's go ahead and hop into the fourth map out of this best of 5. Does Team Curse go ahead and take this victory, or can Band Angels put it into one more map and possibly even set it into a second best of 5?
I would love to see that. I would love to see it happen.
I'm all for it.
You know, it's not going to be an easy road, but
never has been.
Nope, never has been. And you know, it's kind of coming down to the wire here. I can almost feel the tension over on that side of the room. So again, starting with Band Angels, we're looking at conflict here, and the 1390s, as we've seen, it looks like both teams very similar setups. Actually, looking at this setup. 1390s for both teams, Pershings for both teams, and then slightly different arty. So Curse went with a little heavier artillery. They went with a tier 7. You know, I'm still not convinced that's the right choice for this map. That particular tier 7, it's a great tank, but the GW Panther just has so much more range. I believe it does the exact same amount of damage, just fires slightly slower. And Band Angels in this case get the extra T2 light tank, which is a great scout. Much better scout than the T1. Not to mention if it comes down to a battle of T1s or low tiers, so to speak, the T2 is going to take it.
Let's kind of take a look at the setup there. We've got one back, the artillery back there in the background.
And the lights just kind of moving around, making sure it's almost like a screen, so to speak, make sure there's nothing up here in front of.
Just got to do a quick scan there.
And there they spotted the T1 light. So again, this is what I was talking about, is these two T2s are so fast, much better guns than the T1. They're just going to take that T1 out.
Pushing in.
He looks like
he's causing a lot of damage.
And he almost took him out with a ram, 2%.
Wow.
That was a risky ram right there.
And then probably get a second guess that one later on, but
yeah.
Either way, at this point though, he's going to a one shot for any other tank.
That's exactly. Even without that, those tanks are both one shot for any other tank. So it's like
98% map what have you.
Whatever, yeah, whatever. It's not going to make that big a difference. If an IS-3 hits me, I'm still dead, no matter what happens, or a Pershing for that matter.
All right, so they've been able to take out.
Looks like they spotted one of the Pershings for Team Curse, so that probably gives them a good idea as to where Team Curse is headed on the map, what their positioning is going to look like. And as we were just looking at Curse, they're kind of moving up towards the north. Looks like they're not sure yet, though, so they're going to separate their Pershings.
This is kind of a default thing that we've seen in this map, pretty much for the most part. You have the bottom team kind of work that east side of the map on that train yard or the train tracks, and then you have over there on the west side as
from the north team, yeah. And they have to be really methodical about this map. That's just kind of the way it is. That's the way we've seen it played. You have to make sure you know where the enemy isn't before you move in for the kill, so to speak. Because if you move in at the wrong time or the wrong place, you will get owned, to use that word.
Hasn't been used today.
Well. It hasn't, and I feel like it should have been.
The lack of ownage.
The lack of ownage.
There's one spotted. I believe that was just another. It's that T2.
Yeah, it's just the T2. They're kind of, it may be a bait to try and get some of these light tanks to follow it, and they're not taking that bait. They keep respotting that Pershing, so they constantly knowing where he is. That's extremely useful for Band Angels to know where that Pershing is the whole time.
That artillery has actually started to move up there.
Oh, and it looks like that the Pershing on Team Curse's side has taken a hit from an artillery piece at 84%. So we'll see if Band Angels can, or if Team Curse, it's only slight, but that little bit of HP difference can mean the difference between victory and defeat, believe it or not. At this level, it's such a small thing. As we saw last round, all it took is one track, and that can change the whole outcome of the battle.
They're just working their way very slowly.
They're playing the artillery game here, trying to spot for their artillery. Right now, Band Angels, they've gotten some good shots on that Pershing, so they're probably going to keep playing it safe, just keep spotting that Pershing. They can actually, just by proximity, go up here, and anything along the train tracks is going to get lit up. So that's probably kind of what they're doing.
Just a quick little proximity scan.
Exactly. And we're looking at this Pershing from Team Curse. This is the one that has not been hit. And you notice they're staying a little bit away from the tracks because they don't actually want to be proxy spotted by those little guys.
Again, scanning. Now he's been able to pick him up.
But, you know, the artillery just aren't in a good position right now, or the Band Angels artillery is not in a good position. Again, he's straight across back there. Oh, artillery shell.
Just in the same, though, whenever he gets the scan off, then he can also be spotted as well. So that's where that artillery is coming into play there.
And proximity works both ways.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
You're right. If he's spotting him, he's being spotted as well.
The only difference is the tier level.
and the T2 is a lot faster and smaller, so at least he's a little harder to hit.
But we've seen some of these pros here today that have definitely made some really awesome shots with the artillery.
We have, and in fact, we've seen the T2 lights be taken out on this map by artillery, direct hits.
Even though they were going very sporadically throughout the map, too. I mean, you can see he's bobbing and weaving around, and I've seen someone get picked off just as of today. So if you're tuning in right now, make sure you check out the VODs later on.
Yeah, definitely, especially from the last 6 matches or so.
Oh, without a doubt.
Those are some ones you definitely want to check out.
So right now we've gone through 5 minutes and 45 seconds through this game.
So, you know, this could end up being a draw. It wouldn't surprise me on this particular map.
It's about every 45 seconds that Band Angels has kind of progressed about a square.
Right. Oh, and there goes the T2 light. So Band Angels has taken out both eyes for Team Curse. So that's a definite advantage for them. And there comes a 1390, both 1390s into the mid. That's a risky play by Team Curse. They're banking on getting this 1390, but not able to score hits. And the 1390, he is just lighting him up.
22% already.
Nailing him over and over again.
On the move and making these shots. He's got his teammates kind of rolling in here.
Oh, and they
take out one of them.
He takes out the 1390, and the other 1390 from Band Angels has come in to support. And this is at a crucial time because Team Curse's 1390 has probably just used up his clip.
He still hasn't been hit. And there goes, that's going to take out that 1390.
So I'm not quite sure how it happened. One of the T2 lights, I think, just killed himself. I believe he dove off a cliff or something.
Remember, he was the one at the 2% possibly.
Right. I think he dove off a cliff or jumped something because it said ally was destroyed. And it didn't actually say who killed him. So I think he actually jumped too far. Probably was going too fast. And tanks.
Darn that gravity.
I know, right? There's that gravity getting us again.
51% getting hit there.
28%. And
again, ring around the Brozy here with this tank, and he's able to finish him off.
And he's gone. GW Panther shot, artillery shot. Oh, and an artillery shot landing just behind him. The 2 Pershings coming in from Team Curse on 1 Pershing. It's going to be down to the artillery shots here probably. Oh, and the Lorraine takes him out. That's the artillery shell we were talking about.
And so now we've got an artillery and a 1390 here for Band Angels.
Oh, nice shot by the artillery, but this is going to be a hard one for Band Angels. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if they ran this guy into the hole, hit him, tried to hide him. They have 2 minutes left, so he's a lot faster than these 2 guys. If he can get away from
he keeps getting hit.
He's taken some beautiful shots by Team Curse to make those. That's a long distance to shoot at.
You can see that he's being chased there in a distance.
The artillery is making use of this time, though. The time they're using.
The artillery, I believe, has not been spotted either.
He is not. And the whole time they were lining up shots on this 1390, that artillery was hitting them. So they're both at 50%. That means each of them are 1 shot for the artillery.
That artillery right now is cruising down towards the south side of the map.
You know why? He's going to be as far away from this guy as possible. They're going to set them both probably opposite sides.
He's got a spot out there, able to spot where that player is at. He's getting down low health here.
This
He's down to 10%.
This 1390 is actually trying to pull them away from the artillery piece. And that artillery piece.
32%.
That's going to give away the artillery piece's location, though. Let's switch over here. This artillery, he's setting up. He knows they're coming after him, so he's setting up to ambush them when they come by. The 1390 is running now. He's trying to get out of there. Oh, no, he's coming back. There, never mind.
He's going to try to defend.
Oh,
and he's trying to stay alive, though, at the same token. 10%. Starting to work
I'm just waiting for him to make this shot here.
As that 1390's actually brought the focus fire back onto him now. See if he can be able to survive
Oh,
here.
and a miss by the artillery, and the artillery spotted.
That's not going to
The
help
artillery
either.
has been spotted, so I expect the counter to go off on the artillery. Oh no, he's not moving. You don't want to sit there if you know you've been spotted.
40% there.
Oh, and the 1390 goes down to Pershing.
No.
That is not good. It's all down to this GW Panther right here. Can he survive 20 seconds? If he makes this shot, if he has a shot right now, that may be it.
And 2%,
Oh, he
and
makes
he's
it, but it
down.
doesn't kill him, and that will be the game.
That's all she wrote here. Again, Team Curse is going to represent the U.S. at the World Cyber Games Finals there in China, and just a great event through and throughout for World of Tanks. I got to give it up to Team Curse. The battle that they went through, they faced off against Band Angels
twice
there in the beginning of this tournament and won that series 3-2. They 3-0'd War and Peace, and then comes back into this one and winning just straight out, picking it up 3-1 here.
3-1.
And just a great event here for World of Tanks. It really picked up there at the end of this tournament.
It did, and you know, you kind of expect that everyone's kind of gotten into their pace. They're a little more used to the venue, and you have the best teams at the end.
Yep.
And so now the competition really picks up, and that's exactly what we saw. Even that last match, 20 seconds left. If one of those tanks had gotten away, it would have been a draw in another round, another match. So extremely close, but definitely props to Team Curse for pulling those victories off. Those are some very well played games.
So let's go ahead and take a quick break as we'll bring on the winners here. Team Curse, do a winners interview. And again, I appreciate you tuning in here for this for the World of Tanks right now. Again, we're going to do a quick little winners interview with Team Curse, who will represent the U.S. at the World Cyber Games Finals. Again, so far you've been watching the WCG USA National Finals live right here from New York Comic-Con, brought to you by Samsung Notebook Series 7 Gamer. And we'll be back here in just a moment right here from the New York Comic-Con.